Why you need to be willing to walk away from an avoidant partner. When you're in love with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, it feels like you're trapped in a paradox. You want closeness, but they fear it. You crave intimacy, but they retreat from it. And the harder you try to hold on, the more they slip through your fingers. This constant push and pull can drain your spirit, and many people stay stuck in this cycle for years, believing that if they just love harder or wait long enough, their avoidant partner will change. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you are not willing to walk away, you will never truly have the power in the relationship. With an avoidant partner, your willingness to walk away is not cruelty. It's your shield, your dignity, and your only chance at real love. Avoidant partners are often terrified of emotional dependence. To them, closeness can feel like losing control, so they retreat into silence, distance, or coldness. They may test your patience, ignore your needs, or create just enough closeness to keep you hooked, only to pull away again when it gets too real. And here's where many people go wrong. They start chasing. They plead, over-explain, or compromise their own needs just to keep the connection alive. But the more you chase, the more power you give away, and the more the avoidant learns that they can withdraw without consequence. This dynamic only feeds their avoidance and leaves you feeling empty. The willingness to walk away is what breaks this cycle. It sends the unspoken message that your self-respect matters more than their walls. Walking away isn't about manipulation or teaching them a lesson. It's about teaching yourself a lesson. The lesson is that you are whole on your own, and you do not have to beg someone to value you. Avoidants often unconsciously expect their partners to adapt endlessly to their discomfort with intimacy. But a healthy relationship cannot survive if only one person's fears are allowed to dominate. When you show that you're willing to walk away, you shift the balance. You're no longer the anxious partner hoping for scraps of affection. You become someone who values themselves enough to demand reciprocity. And ironically, this is what often makes the avoidant pause. For perhaps the first time, they see that you are not endlessly available and that their behavior has consequences. Another reason you must be willing to walk away is because avoidants thrive in ambiguity. They rarely give a clear yes or no. Instead, they keep you in the in-between space where you hope for closeness but never fully receive it. This limbo can become addictive. You start interpreting small crumbs of affection as progress, convincing yourself that patience will pay off. But limbo is not love. If you're unwilling to walk away, you'll settle for half a relationship, half a commitment, half a partner. And over time, half love eats away at your self-esteem. Walking away breaks the illusion. It's a way of saying, I want the full experience of love, not fragments of it. Willingness to walk away also protects you from self-abandonment. When you love an avoidant, it's easy to start abandoning your own needs just to keep peace. You stop asking for consistency because you don't want to scare them off. You stop expressing your feelings because you don't want to overwhelm them. You start living in silence, tiptoeing around their fears while yours grow heavier. But a relationship where you cannot express your truth is not intimacy. It's performance. If you stay without the courage to leave, you'll keep erasing yourself until there's nothing left of you in the relationship. Walking away is an act of self-preservation. It tells you that your needs, voice, and heart are just as important as theirs. Here's the paradox. Avoidants often respect boundaries more than affection. They may dismiss your tears or ignore your pleas, but they pay attention when you draw a firm line. Your willingness to walk away forces them to confront their own avoidance. It shakes them out of the illusion that they can endlessly run from intimacy without consequences. Sometimes this is the exact wake-up call that makes an avoidant reconsider their behavior. But whether they change or not, the real transformation is yours. By walking away, you prove to yourself that you don't need to beg for love. You can choose love that is freely given. Another powerful truth is that walking away restores your clarity. When you're entangled with an avoidant, your perspective becomes clouded. You spend so much energy analyzing their silences, decoding their mixed signals, and waiting for the next moment of closeness that you lose sight of what you truly want in a relationship. Stepping away clears that fog. It allows you to ask yourself, do I want a love that is always running from me? Do I want a partner who sees my needs as a threat? Do I want to keep sacrificing my peace for someone else's fears? Distance brings answers that closeness often hides. And if the answers hurt, they also heal. Because clarity is the first step to freedom. You also need to understand that walking away is about breaking trauma bonds. Many people who fall for avoidant partners carry wounds of their own. Abandonment issues, low self-worth, or a deep need for validation. The avoidance behavior triggers those wounds, and the cycle of withdrawal and reunion becomes addictive. You cling tighter each time they pull away, mistaking the return of affection as love instead of relief from pain. This cycle is powerful, but it's not love, it's survival. Walking away severs the bond and teaches you to source your worth from within, not from an avoidance, inconsistent affection. It's worth noting that walking away doesn't always mean permanent goodbye. Sometimes stepping back is the only way to give an avoidant the space they need to reflect. When you stop chasing, they are left to face themselves. They might realize the depth of their fear, and sometimes they come back with new awareness. But whether they do or not, walking away ensures that your self-respect is never sacrificed in the name of love. You're not walking away to punish them. You're walking away to protect yourself. If they return, it's a bonus. If they don't, you've saved yourself from years of emotional starvation. The final reason you must be willing to walk away is simple. Life is too short to beg for love. You deserve a partner who meets you with open arms, not one who keeps you at arm's length. You deserve a love that grows deeper, not one that keeps retreating into fear. You deserve a relationship where commitment feels natural, not like pulling teeth. If you stay with someone who cannot give that, you rob yourself of the chance to experience the fullness of love. Walking away is not failure, it is faith. Faith that there is something better, faith that your needs matter, and faith that your heart will heal and find the love it deserves. So if you're with an avoidant partner, remember this. The most powerful tool you have is not your words, not your devotion, not your patience. It is your willingness to walk away. Because that willingness is what restores your self-worth, breaks unhealthy cycles, and creates the possibility of either a healthier relationship with them or a brand new chapter without them. Either way, you win. And that's the beauty of choosing yourself. If this video gave you clarity, remember this. Real love isn't about chasing someone who keeps running. It's about building a connection where both people feel safe to stay. If you're with an avoidant partner, your greatest strength is knowing when to step back and when to walk away. Never forget your worth and never beg for the love that should flow freely. Thank you for watching. If you found value here, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And always remember, choosing yourself is never the wrong choice.